Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Moletrap, and I'm coming at you with a commentary on a match that is the ace match of a certain Pro League set, so I'm probably going to have to spoil a little bit of that set for you, so I'm sorry about that, but so you might want to stop listening now if you want to watch the whole set, because I only have time to do the ace match. Anyway, excuse me, I also have to apologize that I'm sick right now. I have something of a cold or something like that, and so I'm sorry if I start coughing partway through the commentary, or if my voice sounds scratchy or what have you. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to do, I mean, even though I'm sick, I probably shouldn't be yelling at my computer right now. I wanted to get you guys a little Christmas present commentary, I guess you could call it, or Hanukkah, or, you know, whatever you want to celebrate. By the way, someone pointed out last time that I had talked about winter holidays and all that, and it's true. Half the world isn't celebrating winter holidays, they're celebrating summer holidays right now. So I apologize to all of them for making some reference to it being winter beforehand. But when it's raining outside and it's cold, it's hard to think of it not as winter. Anyway, so this is going to be an exciting matchup though. Let's actually get into the game here. The map is Destination, one of the new maps we've seen a lot of cool games on. And this is the ace match of KTF versus KAF, Republic of Korea Air Force. This is Flash, who we see here now. He's going to be playing yellow, and that's him right there at the bottom of the map. And he's playing against Casey. Casey is going to be the green Terran at the top of the map, about 11 o'clock. And, you know, Air Force, I feel like, I mean, they don't win matches, I mean, very often, but sometimes they do, and I think that with the new infusion of players that they have now, they have even better chance. They have some really good players that have just come in, namely, I'm thinking Anytime is probably going to be... Anytime is probably going to be a very good contributor to their Pro League lineup. But someone who I didn't expect to do well, who has been doing well, is this guy right here, Casey. He's been playing really well the last few games. He started off in the Pro League for Ace, losing a few games in a row, but now he's playing decently. And I think he's probably the best person to put in against Flash right now, because Casey, he's coming off, he prepared for Terran versus Terran for this week, for this match. He coming off of a win against Sair in, I think, game 2 of this set, and that was a Terran versus Terran, and that was a very resounding win for Casey. So, and both players so far are pretty much mirror builds, building their barracks inside their base, but still towards the other player, so they can get that float out and float their barracks out quicker than normal, I guess, if they were going to build it by their door or something like that. So both players going for a longer term game, it looks like, and getting their gas straight up. Whoa, my video just glitched out. I don't know if yours is glitching out, but mine is glitching out. So anyways, hopefully it'll stop glitching out in a moment here. But yeah, Casey, basically, something that's kind of interesting, Casey and Flash, there, just stopped glitching out on mine, hopefully it stopped on yours too. Casey and Flash both have one OSL title. Yes, Casey, even though many people haven't even heard of him, Casey actually has an OSL title. He won an OSL back in 2006. His nickname is actually Neo Emperor because people thought that he was going to be the next Emperor. People thought he was going to be the next boxer and just was going to take the scene by storm. And he did win an OSL in style, but then kind of fell off and just, you know, stopped playing very well at all. And yeah, just you know, kind of one of those one-hit wonder type players. And then he didn't even just, you know, he just didn't show up at all basically in 2007 or 8 to do much of anything. But now he's back here. He had a little bit of research before going into Air Force, and now he's back here in Air Force trying to play here. And oh, he's gonna get a scout in on Flash's base too. So he's going to be able to spot exactly what's going on. He sees the one ICV on gas, so he knows that Flash is going into an extra command center. It is Flash, so, you know, he's like command center happy, so it's not a terrible surprise. But it's important for Casey to get that in there and find that information out. Anyway, so yeah, Casey also, people are saying, oh, well, Sair isn't that good of a Terran player, so Casey, it would be easier for him to get a win off him. But Casey also took a win off of, excuse me, off of C really the other day, who is Eastro's kind of new ace player, and so you know that's a pretty decent Terran player for Casey to have beat in a TVT as well. So, you know, point being, Casey has some TVT skills, and he might be able to stand a match for Flash here, getting his command center down actually a little bit later than Flash, but Flash has his up on his ridge for protection, and so they're probably going to get their expansions up about the same time, up and running that is, because it's going to take the same amount of time as Flash saved by building his earlier for as it will for him to float it over there, if that makes sense. So yeah. Anyway, second factory down here for Casey, and we're probably going to expect Flash to put down a second factory pretty soon as well. Probably just both going to gear up to. I mean, that's basically in Terran for Terran. You want to do a lot of expanding, and you want to do a lot of just macroing in general. It's a pretty macro-based matchup usually. Well, I mean, if in the middle game at least, middle and later game, and there's a lot of strategy, of course, as far as where you're going to maneuver your tanks and put your tank lines and dropships and that sort of thing. Now that's middle game if it gets there. Usually, there's also in the early game, there's plenty of opportunities for interesting strategies, wraith rushes, and what have you. So, I'm not saying it's all macro, it's obviously a lot of strategy too, but anyway, point being, I was going to say that they're going to start macroing up off of their second base, but yeah, look at this, they're both getting their expansions up at the exact same moment, practically. But yeah, I was going to say they're both going to macro up off their two bases, but really, in the long term, you want to put pressure on and expand again if you can, and put pressure on and expand again, over and over, etc., rinse, repeat. So Flash being a little bit defensive here. This is interesting. He's built a lot of Marines. He held his ramp first, and whoa, I didn't realize Casey had built up a lot of vultures here, moving in for the kill on those Marines, trying to plant mines. If one of those mines goes off on that group, that will be devastating for Flash. The mines do not go off. One goes off on some Marines. Wait, there's the last couple mines. Oh my god. How did Flash save his tanks? That was absolutely amazing. I think he had to have been target firing those mines individually, because that was ridiculous. I cannot believe that his tanks survived that next to so many mines. At least the Marines did go all down, but so did all of the vultures, and the vultures were more expensive than the Marines. Slightly. Going in for another kill, though. He doesn't have any Marines to protect those, but there are 3 tanks and a couple vultures out now, so it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to get any kills off. No, never mind. He's not going in. I thought he was going to try and rush in there. So, Casey going for a very quick vulture rush here, and man, if he had taken out those 2 tanks, though, he would have been in a prime, excellent position for a longer-term game, or he could have theoretically gone in for an attack very soon after. But look at this. Because those 2 tanks did not go down, Casey's now going to have to be on the defensive. He's researching siege mode right now, and he needs to get some tanks out and siege mode to protect his expansion pretty soon. Otherwise, Flash is going to be able to run in there, and Flash is probably researching siege mode also. Flash is going to be able to just run across there with his superior tank count, because she has 4 tanks. That's just, that's a lot of tanks. Casey needs to take the high ground. Okay, he sees some forces coming in here, tries to pull SCVs off. Oh no, Casey doesn't have siege mode yet. He gets one of his tanks caught out there. Casey counterattacking with vultures at the same time, but he is in deep trouble right now. He is in a little bit of trouble. Well, not deep trouble. It looks like he's probably going to hold it off with these 2 tanks coming out right now, and SCV's being pulled off. Especially if he has siege mode coming in right now, then Casey should be able to hold it off. And luckily he was distracting Flash with a counterattack there. So nicely done on Casey's part, and he's going to siege up right on that ramp. So that's a nice position. He can get as far forward as he possibly can and attack those tanks without making them vulnerable on the low ground. Man, those 2 tanks are so close, so low on hit points. If Casey can get another shot on those tanks, no, Flash realizes it and falls back, and that was, man, if Casey could have taken out those tanks, at this early in the game, well, this is getting into the mid-game, I guess you could say, but it's still relatively early. And look at the size of their armies. They've each got 3 tanks, so if Casey could take out a couple of those tanks, that would just be... Oh, he's going in! Going with vultures! No! Just attack them! Don't worry about mines! Just attack the tanks! Oh, those tanks only have a couple hits left on them. If he could just take them out, just snipe them off really quick, that would be absolutely devastating to Flash. He would have such a little army compared to Casey. Casey would have map control and be able to take another base. Doesn't look like Casey realizes that though. He's just gonna try and bunker in and